So, what did we switch last time? Last time we switched something.
We added something to,
Reasoning in the middle?
no, it was to the
Or was
evidence.
the extras?
When there was, extra, because previously the rubric just said provides appropriate but insufficient evidence. So we added this, or also includes some inappropriate evidence.
Okay, yep.
So, like, if they have all the correct evidence that they're supposed to have, but they also have something that's inappropriate, then that would not come from what would have been a 2 down to a 1,
Okay.
right? Isn't that
Yeah.
what it was? Okay.
Mhm. I just remembered that we changed something, but I couldn't remember exactly what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, that was it. So, for this one, for evidence, the least amount was anaphase and the most amount is interphase. She doesn't include the actual data points, she doesn't have the actual numbers. So would you put that at a 1, or would you put that at a 0? She does have evidence, but it's, or is it really evidence since there's no numbers to go along with it? She says most and least.
Most and least? No, she's not, she's referencing what's going on, but she's not referencing
The actual
tables
data,
or evidence
yeah.
or anything like that, so I'd probably give that.
Look what's funny, she put numbers down in the reasoning. And she actually's got her reasoning,
She put her evidence and her reasoning
right, together.
and her reasoning.
So, yeah, so she'll have a 0 for evidence.
Yeah, put a 2 in for reasoning. I didn't read the rest of it, so.
I think she's only got a 1 for reasoning. She doesn't mention why anaphase is the shortest, you see?
Mhm.
Yeah, alright. So 2, 0, 1. So 3 total. So, for the claim,
Good.
the answer to the research question is that there is more interphase.
No.
I would say a 1 though. She's answering, she's providing evidence related to the question, but it doesn't directly address it. I would put that, if you look at the language.
Our question is, does it spend equal amount of times in each phase?
Right, so she's saying there's more interphase, which would imply less of others.
Less of the other phase, okay.
So a 1, I would say, yeah.
Okay, so
What do you got?
not a greatly worded reasoning, but they go through what's happening in each one of the phases and why it would spend more time in one over the other.
Does she say what's going on in interphase in particular? Because I think if they're not talking about DNA
Not in
replication.
particular, they're going into, because it's preparing,
I'd put that at a 1 then, I think.
because she doesn't break down
Right.
why it's spending the most
Right.
time in the interface.
Right. Because she's getting at the idea of the events of the phase are what lead to more time or less time, but not the details.
Right.
Yeah. Look, she did the same thing, put the numbers down in the reasoning instead of the evidence. Which is frustrating considering how many times we've done this. What is this, number 5?
Yeah.
5th time through? Alright. I gotta find a good one, make myself feel better.
Let's drift through a little bit.
There we go. Thank you. You can tell that they are still really, if they struggle anywhere, it's in the reasoning. Great claim, great evidence, and then in the reasoning, he just sort of restated the evidence again.
Mhm.
No explanation. You know what I'm really hoping is after, well, next year, when we get kids that have done the model in 7th grade and 8th grade, hopefully we won't have quite as much work to do.
God, deciphering handwriting.
I know. So this one provides the evidence with the percentage of cells in interphase, but that's it. So that'd be a 1, right, for evidence sufficient, or sorry, appropriate but insufficient.
Yeah. Yeah, here's another one, they put all the information from the evidence and the reasoning.
What I find amazing about that is it says right there, next to evidence, what data do I have to support my claim? It should go here. Yeah. I guess we just keep hitting it. Well, it's good that we've got, 3 investigations planned for Bio 2?
Yeah.
So maybe even if they don't have it by the time they're done with Bio 1, keep working at it.
Actually, I had a little more time to do like we did on the last
I
one.
know.
Where I'd say, hey, go over it.
Right.
Here's your opportunity to
Revise.
switch this up a little bit.
Still lacking reasoning. Pretty good on claim and evidence for most of them, but.
Right off of reasoning, they start, my pie graph shows. Oh, that's data, come on.
Right. They're not explaining, they're
No,
restating
yeah,
evidence again.
just- yeah. Oh, come on, guys.
Okay, here's a good example.
There you go.
The reason the cell spends most time in interphase is because it's growing and producing the things it needs for making new cells. For example, DNA is copied. Replication of organelles occurs and additional growth happens. This is the reason why we found more cells in interphase.
Nice.
Yeah. During anaphase, the only thing that happens is the chromatids separate to the different poles. This could explain why the whole class only found 25 total cells in anaphase. There we go. It's not exceptionally complicated or intricate, it's just
Well, yeah, I don't
clearly,
have to-
clearly explaining what happens. It's a nice one.
Did you ever use that as a quality example?
We did that last time, actually. We did a, we didn't actually conduct the lab. We used the Thomas Engelmann experiment with the filament of algae, and he projected different wavelengths of light onto the algae, and he was trying to show which wavelengths of light are best for photosynthesis. So we gave them the experimental design and then the data, and then they just had them do a claim evidence reasoning with that, because we wanted to get one more practice in, but we didn't have time for a full investigation, so that was a way to practice the skill. And we scored the results during one of our PLCs a few weeks ago, and we selected an example of a claim at a 1 and a claim at a 2, and reasoning 1 and 2, and or evidence 1 and 2 and reasoning 1 and 2. And then we showed those to the students and gave them examples. and then had them do revisions.
Did you do bad ones? I made up bad ones. I didn't pull bad ones, but I made up some bad ones to show them what.
I
Was
used
that non-
students' own work, and not without names, of course, you know.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that because.
I did.
My bunch would have been, that's mine.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
this is the bad one.
Yeah,
Don't-
right.
Don't claim that. Don't claim the bad
Yeah.
stuff.
So we did that, we gave them the opportunity to make revisions, and, this is our final set, this is our summative, because we're, you know, at the end of Bio 1 now, so, there won't be any revisions on this one, but I anticipate we'll continue to do that as we work on it next try.
Do you think it was helpful for them to see?
Oh, for
I think it
sure.
was, yeah.
For sure, and I'm only a few in, I'm
Few
hoping
examples.
that, and the first couple that I scored were ones that, got turned in late and I had to hound students about, so I'm not surprised that they're kinda low quality. So I'm hoping as I get through the rest of the stack,
Gotcha.
I'll start to see a little bit better. So, we'll see, but they did find it helpful to see examples,
Yeah,
yeah.
a little more of this is what we expect.
Yeah, this is good, yeah, they're getting better, this is a good one.
No, this one isn't great. I'm so happy that he improved from where he was.
So yeah, like this is, cells spend a longer time in interphase because there's more they have to do. Interphase involves 2 growth phases and DNA replication. That takes a long time. All anaphase does is split the chromosome. This doesn't take much time. I mean, yeah, that's all you gotta say. All right, getting in the groove now. There we go. Two 6s in a row.
Party. The one before, actually, I don't get this, Mr. Noyes, I don't get this. I said, this is what we're looking for and everything like this. Just pulled it out. You wrote down nothing we talked about.
Can't make him drink, right?
No,
Oh, excuse me.
I had a professor one time said, you can't say you're teaching if they're not learning. He said that's like a car salesman.
Oh.
It's like a car salesman going home saying, I sold a lot of cars today, but nobody bought any.
Right. Huh.
You can steal that.